To order of the Capital District Transportation Authority, the board meeting. And our first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes, and then we do our recognitions. So has everyone had a chance to review the minutes?
So moved.
Okay, motion made, seconded. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, great. Minutes are passed, and we will now start our recognitions. First, we're going to call them Alton Ming.
Okay. Middle here with us.
Come over here.
Okay.
Okay, so we have Alton Ming celebrating 20 years of service. He's our superintendent of flexible services. So Alton was working at the Freihofer's bread plant just down the street from here, making hot dog and hamburger buns. When his father-in-law, Henry Howard, was working here, and he said, CDTA is a really great place to work, you should apply. So he did. Alton was a bus operator for 10 years before becoming a supervisor. From there, he became an assistant superintendent and has now been the superintendent of flexible services, overseeing Star and Flex for the past 6 years. He says his favorite part of the job is meeting people, both internally and externally. He says he has a lot of interesting conversations with interesting people. In his 20 years here, Alton says the biggest change he has seen is in the buses we have and the technology and the maintenance upkeep. When he started here, only 30% of the buses had AC. And he said you definitely didn't want to split shift because that means you did not get the bus with AC. He says his favorite CDTA memory is the bus pull, raising money for the American Cancer Society. He's put a team together for many years, but still has not won the poll. This could be his year, we're hoping. His other favorite memory is doing cookouts at the Troy Division when he was superintendent over there. In his spare time, Alton loves to be a grandfather to his 5 beautiful grandchildren and one on the way. He also enjoys riding motorcycles. Right now, he has no plans for retirement. He says he's really young still and has plenty of time to work. Alton, thank you for your 20 years of service. All right, next.
Oh, okay, one more.
You guys look so lovely.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, next we're gonna have Joan Durkin, who's celebrating 25
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Joan.
Okay, so Joan was working at United Community Insurance Company as a legal secretary when the company closed. She couldn't find a job at a law firm making the money she wanted, so she went back to school and she got her paralegal certificate. After she graduated, she heard from someone at the Department of Labor that CDTA was looking for a paralegal, so she interviewed with the then legal counsel and got the job. She says her favorite part of the job is the people at CDTA. She's seen a lot of people come and go and she enjoys getting to know all of them. She also enjoys the work that she gets to do every day. She says a lot has changed in the 25 years here, and for one thing, it's the color of the buses. She remembers riding the buses when they used to be white with some blue trim in the 80s. And she also says the renovations that we've done here at 110 have also been a big change. Her favorite CDTA memories have been going to the employee awards dinner and in attending barbecues that we used to have because it was really nice to see everyone together socializing. Joan says what has kept her here for 25 years is the work, the people, the benefits, and the pay. And when she's not working, Joan does a lot. She travels, gardens, especially she likes to grow vegetables and tend to her flowers, walking, biking, going to the beach in Florida or Hampton Beach in New Hampshire. As for retirement, Joan doesn't think about it too much, but she does look forward to the day that she will spend with friends and family. But congratulations, Joan, on 25. Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
And next we have Kirk Lawrence celebrating 25 years. All right, so Kirk had just moved back to New York from Miami, might have gone to Miami for a girlfriend, didn't work out. Came back here, so he was looking for a job. He said he always wanted to drive a CDTA bus because he rode the bus to school and he really enjoyed it. So like many operators, when they start, Kirk started doing part-time Star and part-time line buses on the weekend. Right now, he's driving the 18, which services Delaware Avenue, and the 1, which goes along Central Avenue. He loves driving and seeing people. He says he's a people person, so he loves talking to customers, getting them to where they need to go. Kirk says the biggest change he's seen in 25 years is how much we've expanded our routes, that people can really get around more since the routes are more thorough and they can get to where they need to go. His favorite CDTA memory is the Christmas party we had. He loved seeing everyone come together and the camaraderie everyone had together. What's kept him here for 25 years, it's the driving. He just truly loves to drive, and he also loves his coworkers. He says he loves spending time with them. In his spare time, Kirk goes to the gym, plays dominoes, rides his bike, plays basketball, goes for walks. He's very active. He plans to keep on driving for now, but when he is ready to retire, he's going to move back to his home in Jamaica, where he's building a beautiful house that's almost ready. So he'll be super excited for that. But thank you, Kirk, for 25 years. Wonderful, thank you.
And now I do. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone. Give everybody another round of applause. Okay, so I guess we will move on to committee reports, and the first one is the Board Operations Committee. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
The committee met here at 110 Waterville on August 13th. And we had several administrative discussion items. First, we previewed the agendas for this month's committee meetings and today's board meeting. Lisa Morello provided an update on the current state budget, highlighting a $750 million shortfall resulting from federal Medicaid cuts. To address this, the state is requesting all agencies implement across-the-board savings this year. Projected $3 billion shortfall is anticipated for the 2027 fiscal year. CEO Frank Anacaro updated the committee on our work with Transpro Consulting. Transpro is currently working with the leadership team to define organizational success, prioritize outcomes, and build a roadmap of what the organization wants to achieve over the next year. Transpro is also helping to facilitate the creation of new company values. They will be putting together focus groups in the coming weeks, and the board will hear more about the values at the retreat in November. Grants manager Melissa Shanley gave an update on CDTH's triennial review with the FTA, Federal Transit Administration, which happens every 3 years. Triennial. CDTA has 3 deficiencies that have already been taken care of, and we have received the final report. We were also updated on plans for an intercity bus terminal in downtown Albany near the intersection of South Pearl Street and Madison Avenue, where the old McDonald's was. CDTA has been approached by Albany County to operate the terminal, but we need dedicated operating funding for this to happen. The CEO will keep the board updated as this project moves along. And the next meeting of the committee is September 11th at 9:15 at 110 Waterville Avenue. That is a Thursday, not a Wednesday, so just keeping everybody on top of that. All right, so that's the conclusion of my report on behalf of Jamie. So, any questions? Okay, then we'll move on to Performance Monitoring and Audit Committee. We've got quite a few items here.
Yeah.
Peter Wall.
Well, thank you,
Thank
Denise, and it's such a refreshing thing to have a honey person sitting in that chair.
Glad this is
We'll let
recorded.
Jamie, yeah, I know. Let Jamie know about that.
We're gonna tell him.
He's a
if he
big
is.
dude, man, I'm afraid, so, should work
afraid of Denise, I think. Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff, and I wanted to sort of thank Jerry and Emily for helping to pull some of this stuff together. Consent, I'll start off with the consent agenda items. We met on August 20th right here, and we have a bunch of these items, and I'll just walk them through. First is to approve a contract for trolley purchases. The CDTA issued an RFP for gasoline-powered trolley-style vehicles tailored for seasonal service in Saratoga and Lake George. We also seek to make an initial purchase of 2 trolleys totaling $454,594, which is $227,297 each, a 12% increase from 2024. We need a motion to approve a 3-year contract with 2 one-year extensions with Hometown Manufacturing for up to 10 trolleys with an initial purchase of the 2 vehicles for an amount of $454,594.
Is there a motion to approve? Move second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
Excellent. Next is to approve a contract for the JLB, Joseph Bruno Station top deck maintenance, as an RFP was issued for annual maintenance at the rail station garage top deck. 2 proposals were received and evaluated based on experience, responsiveness, and cost. PCC Contracting was unanimously selected. So we need a motion to approve a 3-year contract with 2 one-year options with PCC Contracting for $80,000 a year plus 20% contingency for a total not to exceed $480,000.
Do we have a motion? Jackie? Second, Georgie? All those in favor? Well, discussion, sorry. Any discussion on that motion? All those in favor?
Excellent.
Okay.
Next, approve a contract for purchase of driver barriers. We seek to replace aging operator barriers with new units that maintain better visibility and safety. To ensure fleet consistency, staff recommends a sole source purchase from Metro Transit Sales, which I believe, based on our discussion, was the entity that we originally purchased these from. So we need a motion to approve the purchase of 150 barriers for an amount not to exceed $187,480.
Motion?
A lot of pressure today.
Yeah, I know.
And a lot of motion.
Second? Peter?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Any discussion on that motion?
This is sole source?
Yes.
Yes. No discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Okay, good. Thank you.
There we go. Approve a contract for purchase of a generator to support the new charge management infrastructure system at the Albany Garage. Backup generators are required. Cummins was selected after a thorough RFP evaluation. We need a motion to approve a contract for Cummins Inc. for generators and services not to exceed $3,201,900.
Move it.
Okay, motion made by Jackie, seconded, Peter, okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Okay,
Yeah.
that was unanimous, okay, thank you.
All right, more purchases. Approve a purchase of charge management infrastructure system. Staff released an RFP to expand CDTA's electric bus infrastructure at the Albany facility, supporting up to 60% of the fleet. These include chargers, software training and integration. Guth DeConzo was selected. We need a motion to approve a 2-year contract with 3 one-year renewals with Guth DeConzo for a total not to exceed $14,105,700.
Is there a motion to approve? Jackie, Peter, okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I didn't see any
Got the
opposition.
elbow.
Yeah, right, I know.
All right.
Next.
Procurement manual update, here we go. The excitement just keeps building. The procurement manual is reviewed annually, yes, especially by general counsel, internal audit, finance, and procurement staff. In March, the board approved several changes based on FTA guidance. It was very helpful. lot changes year to year, so this was a good review. However, because of the FDA triennial review conducted in June, additional changes are required. We need a motion to approve the revised procurement.
So,
Okay.
second.
Okay, George, you made the motion, seconded by Jackie. Any discussion on
Very
changes to the
informative.
procurement manual? What was that?
It was very informative committee meeting.
Yes, it was actually.
agree.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Any opposed? Okay, all right, motion carries.
Awesome. Just there's an investment
Yes.
committee thing, and I believe we advised the committee that that update will be provided next month.
Yes.
Terrific, thank you for the work that you're doing there. And then there are a couple of administrative discussion items. Risk management workers' compensation report, Avery provided the quarterly report, projected losses are at 1.3 million. The number of claims is slightly up, but offset by market gains. It's nice. There are 43 pending liability auto, 7 with reserves over 10,000, 4 over 25,000. Account balances are more than sufficient for the current self-insured retention and projected losses. So that's one update. Universal access update, Mr. Scherzer. Provide an update on the universal access program, looking at trends across ridership revenue and its effect on daily service needs. You reported on high performing agreements, partnership updates, and opportunities to increase both revenue and efficiency through performance management. Completely appreciate that. That seems to be a very, positive program for us, so I love that we continue to look at refine it. Monthly management report, Jeanette Stumbaugh provided a monthly management report for July. Mortgage recording tax was over budget by 37.2%, and I think Saratoga had something to do with that, so
It's all good.
it's all you. Customer affairs were under budget in July by 3.6 and 6.8 under budget year to date. Expenses, wages were under budget in July by 2.3% and 5.3% under for year to date. Miscellaneous expenses in July were over budget by 21% due to taxes at the Daily Gazette property. And purchase transportation is 14% over budget for July, year to date about 10.8%. The monthly non-financial report, Gary Guy provided the non-financial report for July. Fixed route ridership was up 2.7%, star ridership was up 7.2%. Missed trips was only 0.05%, and I think that made you very happy when we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Right, it was like, this was kind of cool. On-time performance for fixed route was 70%, star increased to 83%, PMI on time 95%. There were 26 preventable accidents and 28 that were non-preventable. Percentage of days not worked was at 9%, and total comments for customer service were up to 280 with an 80% closure rate, which is really good. And then internal audit update, Sarah Matros extended an open invitation for board or management to request follow-up investigations or deep dive. No major updates were provided. I wanted to thank her, having come from that industry, that area, that profession. It's very easy when you're a consultant, when you fly in and do this type of work, and then when you deliver your report, you catch the next flight out and you say goodbye to your client. But when you have to continue to stay within the organization, you have to convince people that they want you to come back. So I thought that was excellent, and so thank you. I hope people take her up on her offer, and that's the report. Next committee meeting will be on September 17th.
Wonderful, thank you.
Denise, I just have one question with the barriers, I should have asked this back then. The 150, does that cover whoever, all the buses? It says it's
No.
150, no?
That wouldn't be on all of them.
Right, that's what I was wondering, so you're not doing the whole fleet, I guess is the
Well,
question.
the fleet already has barriers, it's
Correct.
just replacing the ones that.
Oh, I
need to
thought
be
they were
replaced.
upgrading all of
No,
them.
it's not an upgrade, it's just a direct replacement because of,
Gotcha.
use and scratching and visibility issues, right? That's a separate track, or actually, I've asked the team to engage the bus manufacturers to consider the more robust barriers
That's
that
what I
many
did.
people are
Okay.
using, right? So, but
Thank
in the
you.
meantime, this will sustain what we have.
Gotcha, thank you.
Sure, good question. Okay, next we'll move on to, actually, Pat Lance is gonna do the
Uh-oh.
report for community and stakeholder
Good
relations.
job. I gotta get this right. Thank you, Mrs. Chair person.
All us substitutes,
Correct?
all
I'm
us
used to saying
substitutes,
Mr.
we
Chair.
have to do that.
I got it. Thank you, Denise. The Community and Stakeholder Relations Committee met on August 21st, 11:15. I was not here, I apologize. Staff provided reports on our recent customer focus groups and a monthly earned media and community engagement report. John Scherzer provided an update on our recent customer focus groups that were conducted by our partners at TransPro. We held 2 focus groups, one on June 12th and the other on the 14th, to hear what customers value most, where they encounter challenges, and how CDTA can improve their experience. Each group featured a diverse set of customers, including seniors, individuals with disabilities, students, working professionals, and long-time customers. Customers were asked about several key areas, including overall experience, cleanliness, safety, personal security, navigator app use, and operators. Some of the most important areas for customers include buses arriving on their scheduled time, bus cleanliness, safety, and travel time. There are several action items that we are moving forward on, including cleanliness of the bus seats, safety and personnel security, communications, and marketing and organizational procedures. Jamie Caslow provided the earned media and community relations report. Over the last 2 months, we sent 6 press releases and earned 12 placements from television, newspapers, and radio with an estimated value of $11,000. Stories included the start of the Saratoga Trolley, August service changes, and our recent visit with FTA Administrator Mark Molinaro, which was very good, I must add. We participated in community events, including OGS Kids Day at the Plaza and providing extended service for the 4th of July holiday. Internally, we held 9 town hall meetings to give employees a chance to hear what our organizational priorities are and how they are contributing to the success of CDTA. They also had the opportunity to give honest feedback and provide suggestions and flag areas of concern. Our social media channels continue to increase in followers. Our largest increase was on LinkedIn. The top posts for this reporting period were about our recent job fair and the announcement of our new 713 route connecting Glens Falls to Saratoga. Looking ahead, we will participate in Apta Transform Conference, where Community and Stakeholder Relations Committee Chair David Stackrow will receive the Board Member of the Year Award, and we will celebrate the 10th anniversary of the American Cancer Society's Men Wear Pink campaign, where we will unveil a new bus design to commemorate the milestone. That concludes my report, and the next meeting, if there's no questions, will be at Thursday, September 18th, 11:15 here at Watervliet Avenue and by Microsoft Teams. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you so much, excellent. Now we're gonna turn it over to Peter again.
As I
for the
know.
Strategic and Operational Planning
Yes,
Committee
the dulcet
report.
tones of my nasal drool. Everyone. I wanna, before that, acknowledge again Dave for that
Yes.
honor. That is just,
Wonderful.
that's terrific, Dave. Thank you for that. The committee met on August 21st, here at 110 Watervliet Avenue. A couple administrative discussion items, and then and then the annual performance report. Ethan Warren provided an update of the 2025 to 2030 TDP Transit Development Plan. The TDP outlines CDTA's goals and strategies to improve service quality, reliability, and accessibility, adapting to regional trends and needs. CDTA's strategic principles guide service design and prioritization, applied through planning and operating principles across services like Flex, Star, Cycle, and Drive. Key challenges include high cost of the Star, Flex, Systems, seasonal limitations of cycle, driver shortages, and the need for service updates and infrastructure improvements. Public engagement highlighted priorities such as fixed route frequency, service availability for flex and drive, and high satisfaction with cycle. Recommended focus on service realignment, new flex models, expanded star dispatch, year-round cycle, service and drive vehicle availability supported by performance standards for all services. Annual route performance report. Mike Williams reviewed the annual route performance report. Ridership and productivity reached new records in FY25 with 18.5 million boardings. That's an increase of 12%, and 21.6 million boardings. They left out the million. I imagine there's more than 21.5 people that entered into the boarded, but per revenue hour up 7%. Top routes maintain high productivity while lowest performing routes focus on coverage. On-time performance declines slightly, but optimized schedules show promise. Seasonal and targeted service changes for FY24 through 26 aim to improve efficiency and reduce costs, including schedule optimization and service rebalancing. Universal Access ridership grew to 4.7 million riders, representing 26% of total ridership with 50 partner organizations. Early FY26 changes include flex service model shifts and new fixed route connecting Glens Falls to Saratoga Springs to meet community demand. And that's the report. The next meeting of this committee will be on September 18th right here. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, any questions for Peter on that report? All right, then we'll move along to our CEO's report.
All right,
Turn it over to
thank you.
Frank.
So, last week I celebrated my 100th day here with CDTA. And I want to thank the team who had 100-day balloons and a little top dog trophy.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't see that.
So with that said, so the past 100 days I prioritized my time meeting with community, the board, our staff, all con. And I could say the capstone of this was the 9 employee town halls that we held. 6 a.m., 2 p.m., 9 p.m. town halls at the 3 locations, and it was really good. Many of the leadership team joined us for this, and it was great. It was open forum, informative, and we really took a lot from that. So and these insights are really going to be the foundation of how we're going to continue to move forward with this organization. Our newly structured leadership team has begun work on a lot of our priorities and some of these priorities that were mentioned at these town halls. And we've formed many collaborative working groups to address these and many more to follow. To summarize, we still have a lot to do, but we have the ambition and the commitment that this CDA team has exhibited is just amazing. So I appreciate it to them all, and we're going to open the valve a little bit more now. Going to do a little bit more still to come. So we began to work with TransPro, developing our CDTA's organizational success plan. Elements of this are creating the core values, and that's an inclusive exercise. It includes employees, staff alike, to develop these core values. Develop our success outcomes, associated measurements of these. Actions, owners, and we're going to create like an innovation portfolio. And finally, we're a board retreat where we're going to, we'll review this with the board. So, we plan on, and ultimately leading to the CEO goals. Okay, so we are going to be proposing some dates to everyone very soon so we can solidify this. General performance remains stable and satisfactory. We continue to manage the maintenance headcount shortages, but we're optimistic some of the strategies we're employing, different strategies, and this includes efforts with operations, HR, and with the ATU. We have different ideas coming to fruition. Ridership remains strong. We're on par, actually a little bit better than last year. And we've seen some positive improvement in the declining passenger revenue. So it's slowed. It's slow now. We're seeing that delta shrink a bit. We still have work to do there. Aside from the presentation that Jonathan provided on universal access with regards to revenue, we have formed a working group that is performing a deep dive diagnostic on the decline in our revenue despite of our steady ridership increases, right? This work includes defining the standard deviation or the accuracy in our fare and our ridership collection, right? That's important. Standardizing fare collection protocols for our employees, for our bus operators, creating a multifaceted fare communications campaign for the public. And we deploying a fairness in fares ambassador program and creating partnerships with our counties and law enforcement to address equity and enforcement. All right, so there's gonna be a lot more to follow on this, led with a communications campaign, so we'll be sharing that with everyone. Finances and budget, we remain hyper-focused on this as we manage this year and into next year. As we know, we go into larger deficits. We remain in satisfactory but very guarded position year to date. Each department has began monthly budget reviews with the CFO staff, and these efforts are beginning to deliver dividends. Folks are really stepping up and really managing to, make sure that we're living within our means responsibly. As outlined in my full report, I continue to keep a very active calendar through August. I continue to meet and greet many folks, but I have had several follow-ups with many of the electeds and communities out there. A couple of honorable mentions, which were mentioned already on August 5th. I went for a meet and greet with Dan McCoy, the county executive, and it turned out to be a meet Dan and his entire staff, and it was all about the intercity bus terminal, so more to follow on that. I think that looks positive. On the 18th, the FTA administrator, Mark Molinaro, visited us. Denise and Pat, thanks for coming, appreciate it. I think it was a very informative visit. We learned insights on what we can expect out of this administration and what we can expect as for the reauthorization of the Surface Transportation Act. So I appreciated the candidness of the administrator, both in the forum, but then also one-on-one. He was very candid, and I think we're in a good place there. On August 25th, we launched, as mentioned, the 713 route connecting Glen Falls to Saratoga. Amanda, Jonathan, Emily, and Lance, thank you for joining me on the bus. It was great to have. I was proud to have you there. Assembly Carrie Warner actually rode the bus with us to and from. Mayor Safford of Saratoga met us at the train station. And we had a representative from Tedesco's office who rode to and from with us. The Saratoga and Glens Falls Chamber of Commerce were there. When we arrived at Glens Falls, it was a huge welcoming committee. It was great. We had the Senator Daniel Steck. We had the Glens Falls County Administrator Taflin there, Mayor Collins. It was really good. It was a really good event. So, and of course, they took the opportunity to ask for additional service there. So, and I appreciate that. So we're doing so good, team. We're a victim of our own success. On the same day, we was the first weekday of the launch of our service realignment service, right? And Chris Desney and Gary and the team were out there. They led a robust team out there of supervisors, managers, monitoring service, ensuring the highest levels of service for our riders. And I'm really proud of the planning commitment that Chris and Gary and the team showed here. We're not out of the woods yet. Next week we have the public schools start. So we're watching it closely, making sure any hiccups we have, we make adjustments, recommendations, but this is gonna be all part of it as we roll these realignments out, that we wanna know where the issues are ahead of the customers. We don't wanna find out the hard way, okay? And just in closing, some upcoming events, again, APTA Transform Conference, September 14th through the 17th, where I'm gonna wear a I'm with him shirt, and I'm gonna stand next to Dave Stackrow. Congratulations.
He's the kingpin.
The Transit Development Plan was distributed, and we are going to ask the board to consent on this item next month in September. The next phase of the service rebalancing will be presented to the SOP committee next month, and then we're gonna ask the board to consent on this item. And then our organizational success plan is gonna continue, and we will be circulating dates for the retreat. And then finally, just, looking further in the future, the NIPTA conference is October 27th to 29th. And, any of the board members who would like to participate, we would be more than happy to have
That
you.
local too, that's in Albany.
That's
in Albany.
it's actually in
Saratoga.
Saratoga.
This year, yeah.
And that concludes my CEO report. Thank you. Any questions?
A couple things one of the things, utilities to the facilities or whoever, down under 34% under budget, so I don't know anybody today that's complaining about their utilities and stuff going down, but that's a great job.
Jeremy, and I think you could speak to that too, right? Some of the past efforts, investments that were made, right?
Yeah, so obviously we've, in all of our facilities other than Joseph L. Bruno train station, we've, put in LED lights, we've made some other upgrades. It really all follows along with EO 22, Executive Order 22, to reduce our carbon footprint. So it's really just the efforts over a longer period of time, 5 years, really showing through. One of the good jokes we like to do is we put in the LED lights in here, and it's supposed to save a lot of money. But the fact that they're brighter and everybody keeps the lights off, that saves even more money. So I know when Mike was here, he was really happy about that. So so that's part of it. The other part of it is again just regular efficiencies in how we're doing things. We've upgraded our infrastructure, which makes it a bit more efficient. So we're not losing a lot of power as it comes into the building, and we're charging buses. There is always a loss. There's a gap in between all of those pathways to get there. So we've kind of bridged that gap, and that helps us to reduce it as well.
Excellent. I have you consult with my wife on the And then the other the employee availability, 91.4, is that standard, or is that, I know we talked about it before, is that?
That's an improvement.
That's why I was trying to, from an employee standpoint, I was just curious if that was
More, I don't know what the standard is, but yeah, it means more people are coming to work.
right. But wasn't it like, what was it, like 11% or something at the time not showing up the last thing, was it? I was just curious on it.
Yeah, I think that's seasonal too. Right?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was overall. Okay, so it's improving.
Yes.
It is
Okay,
slowly improving, right? So.
excellent.
Any other comments or questions for Frank? All right, thank you. So we've got board member comments. Any comments from the board members? And I believe we have an executive session on the agenda here, so we need a motion to go into executive session. All right, motion made and seconded. Okay, and who stays in the room?
Board and.
Yeah.